We had a big 25-50 heads-up match here at Rounders about a week and a half ago, which is obviously me and him. We had a bunch of people kind of come in and watch it. It was fun, man. I won by a few $100, so I claimed victory. I officially beat Andrew in heads-up, so I've held that over his head ever since. He's not the biggest fan of.
I walked in for a bit while you were playing that, and
yes,
and
I saw
during that time.
Too.
He was. I think you were getting smoked for a spell.
For me? Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a while you were
in
down.
that heads up, I had doubled up through him in the first like 5 hands, and then after that he really came back quite a bit, and then at the very end I had a little bit of a comeback. But look at this, we have Mariano.
How many kings are we going to see
kings.
tonight? My goodness!
And this is against Michael Jackson.
Hey, let's go, everybody.
8s.
If you are on the YouTube and you're not getting the chat on, let's go to Facebook or Twitch. Let's get the chat going over there. We can you can log into Rounders Live on Rounders Card Club Facebook page, and you can start chatting over there.
Is that true? Is it working over there?
Here we go. A big hand, $4,000, 3 ways here. Everyone gets a little bit of a piece of this. Rampage, obviously with bottom pair, has some pretty good backdoor outs here, backdoor draws. And this is oh wow. So it's checked over to Michael Jackson. He bets 3,000 with 2 8s here. And now Mariano, it is checked to him.
Your boy Mike from the Palms in old TCH.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mike. Love Mike. I miss him a lot.
He does a great job.
Yeah, fantastic. One of the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, here we
Hands
go.
down.
Mariano decides to check call here, kind of under-repping his hand, having the overpair here. We'll see what happens on the turn. A deuce.
That's a blank.
Interesting. Mariano checks again. We'll see what Michael Jackson does. Yeah, he checks here.
The river card.
Oh, and he hits the 8.
How does that happen?
Oh, and a $10,000 pot. And Mariano is going to go for some value here, I would think. We'll see what sizing he goes with.
Good.
Yeah, he has to think that he's good, and his hand's been under-repped this entire time. No, Michael Jackson is not going to think that he has 2 kings here. We'll see what sizing he goes with, and he's reaching for the purple chips.
Oh, no.
Someone's head is in the way.
Someone's head is right in the way.
We'll see what he bets, though.
And he has a lot of chips in front of him.
Yeah, these guys are super deep.
How did Michael Jackson go from 31 to 23?
And look at this. Mariano bets 3,500, which is a pretty small sizing. And here goes Michael Jackson. He's reaching for the plaques.
Going deeper.
Here he goes.
He's doubling it. That's 6 right there. 7, 8. He's betting 8 on his 8.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so dirty.
And look at this. Michael Jackson going for value here with the river set.
He's
just a little bit more.
8 on his 8.
He goes a little bit more than just a min click. And now Mariano's in a tough spot, man. He's getting great odds here. And his hand has been super under-repped this entire hand. This is a very tough spot. And Michael Jackson, one of the problems here is he's not repping a ton of hands. Obviously, he's repping something like Jack 10. Could he be doing this with some 2 pairs? Maybe. If that's part of the equation for Mariano, if he thinks that Michael Jackson is going to be value betting 2 pair here, any of his 2 pairs, it makes this a little bit of an easier fold. But if you think that he's only doing this with something like sets or straights, you probably should be calling here with the kings, considering the pot odds that you're getting.
He can't believe he got rivered somehow. That's what he's contemplating.
Yeah, and one of the things is he's not going to really put Michael Jackson on 2 8s here.
No,
so when you say that it's something like, a set or a straight, it's really hard for Michael Jackson to have a straight or a set in this spot.
We could have it straight easy. Jack 10 with the queen 9 out there, or 8. Well, I don't know 8. 9 10.
Sure. There's a lot. There are a lot of combos of straights that Michael Jackson can have here. But if you're Mariano, if you only put him on something like the nuts or a bluff, then this is probably just a call. Again, it's really hard to put him on sets here. I think part of the equation for Mariano here is determining if Michael Jackson's going to be doing this with hands like 2-pair. Kind of valuing his widening his value range here on the river, hands that he can have for value here. In that situation, it makes Kings a bit of an easier fold. But again, if you're only putting him on sets and straights here, sets are very hard to put him on, and there's enough bluff combos here, versus the amount of straight combos that Michael Jackson has, that you probably should be putting in the call here with 2 kings, especially because 2 kings don't block any of the straights. That's another big thing about this hand. It's actually a pretty, I think, is it a good calling hand?
I think he gets away from it.
You prefer to have obviously a jack or a 10 in your hand here. So kings, I guess, when I said it's a great calling, I guess it's not the best calling hand, but again, it is 2 kings. It's under-repped. It's an overpair on the board, getting pretty good odds here. I would lean towards it being a call, but especially Michael Jackson, by the way, if you've watched the stream on Tuesday and today, a guy that's very capable of bluffing. So that always needs to be a part of the equation. And you're getting, it's 4,500 to win.
Yeah,
26,000 here, so you're getting like really, really good odds. But you can see Mariano's really thinking this through here.
He doesn't want to let it go. It's such a big hand, but he's being told he's beat.
Yep.
Because honestly, I think it'd be a bigger bet if he was trying to bluff at it. I think 8,000.
It does look very value-y.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And MJ did 3-bet pre-flop.
Was that the actual action?
So pocket queens is in that possibility as well.
Oh yeah, so Mariano his hand is super under-repped here. So actually, with that consideration, you also have to think about, does Michael Jackson ever value bet a hand like Ace Queen here? Like, does he have some hands that he actually beats that he raises for value here on the river? And he does lay it down. And just like that, Michael Jackson breaks in a 21.5K pot for Mariano.
Do it.
He's running really good, and just look at that, $36,000 in the stack. He bought in for $5,000. So he's just having an incredible night.
Nick from Yuma is right. There should be more likes. Hit that like button. Subscribe. If you love us, it'll tell you when we're on. If you hate us, it'll also tell you when we're on, so you can avoid us. So subscribe either way.
If you don't like us, the best thing to do is watch us again. At least you'll find out if you're sure about not liking us.
Well, you got to watch it twice to make sure you don't actually like it.
Or 10 times. It doesn't matter.
But if they subscribe, the more subscribers we can actually have an economic benefit from, then we can hire better people. So, sorry, JT.